Good evening, everybody. We're back for a fun night of the Winston Cup replay series. Tonight we got 200 laps from Pocono. This is Legacy Pocono, so just like the 87 series, everything is going to be pretty much the same. Same rules that we always run every night. In the booth here tonight, I've got Corn. I got Robin with me, so should be a fun one. We might be joined by a special guest a little bit later, depending on how he's feeling. We're gonna get this thing rolling here in just a second. Guys are finishing up qualifying. They got about 4 minutes or so.
Gary just murdered himself.
Race info for tonight if it wants to pop up. I don't know why it's being a pain. Bear with me on some of this, guys, because I am having all sorts of technical issues all of a sudden because I'm running behind. Let me fix this really quick. I don't know why this is loading so sluggishly. But we do have 100 laps here tonight at Pocono. This is round 12, not round 11. I did not get a chance to update all of that. Our track temp for today, 69 degrees, or well, weather is 69 degrees. Track temp 93. Should be a decent race, I think. No, Diesel, I will fill you in as we go, but it involves our possible special guest. So go ahead and get some things up on screen for you guys. We got 8 qualified so far.
Now, I will say, I have been looking forward to this race all
what? Corn, you're breaking up on me.
By far. I was about to say, can you even hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up something fierce. We'll see if you come. Yep. Corn with the technical difficulties. Oh man. No, I got a little bit delayed on things due to last week's winner. As a lot of people know, Tyler lives fairly close to me and Robin. He was in a little bit of a fender bender about a half an hour before race went live, and I had to run and go get him. So luckily I can report everything is fine, just the loss of a truck. He's okay. But he may be joining us here. Actually, I see he is available. I was just talking about you.
Howdy.
Last week's winner, everybody.
Yeah. First one wrecked out of the race.
First one wrecked out of the race.
Well, at least you're in good spirits about it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how real. iRacing got really realistic. You can feel the damage now.
It was funny. I pulled up and I go, buddy, that ain't an 87 and we ain't at Daytona.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we are all right. And say a big thank you to AJ and Robin for being there to come grab me so I get my ass out of the cold.
Dude, it was kind of cold sitting there.
Kind of cold. It's fucking colder than shit.
Yeah, well, I figured by the time I got there, they'd have the truck loaded up, all the pieces, and you're just waiting on some paperwork. But I didn't realize how much of a mess it made.
Oh yeah, it was a hard hit.
Diesel wants to know if it was Beam and G levels of damage.
It was pretty bad. I mean, for a 2500 HD versus, what was it, Trailblazer Envoy, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
2500 HD won. That's for sure.
I'm just still amazed that it killed the engine on impact.
I think it was a safety thing because I couldn't even turn the 4-ways off either.
Huh.
It just instantly, because I think it does it more so for preventative stuff because.
Probably so that way it doesn't have a fire under the hood or anything like that.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
So, but outside of some hurt ribs and you know, a totaled truck, I'd say you're doing all right.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Oh, thank you, Diesel. Yeah, I'm kind of more so just it was raining tits, somehow I'd still get hit in the face with a fucking pecker.
Good Lord.
Tyler Nichols, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So
But we are drinking nice ice cold beer.
I don't blame you there.
yeah. No,
I don't.
I think you deserve that.
All right. So we've got on our grid today, Mr. Kale Spicer going to put on the front row with a 57.6. Greg Welling going to come in second. Tom Gom third. JD McKaylee fourth. Derek Sivers fifth. Dennis Daly sixth. Gary Freeman in seventh. Gabriel Griffin eighth. Zach Korn's disqualified because he's a race control. Eric Cap 10th. Aiden Hall, or I'm sorry, Eric Cap 9th. Aiden Haller 10th. Diesel Weasel 12th. Or actually 11th. And if I've got it, I got Ron St. Louis in 13th. Robin is also helping, or yeah, 12th. Thank you. Robin's running race control with Korn in the event of a couple of things. So she's DQ'd, and Burns, I think, left already. I don't think he had time.
Shit, I'm out.
Well, I think he has family dinner about this time. So,
You said,
but that's going to be your grid for tonight.
Here.
We're gonna get the ticker up for now. We'll roll with that. Set the TV
now,
too.
I've been looking forward to this race all season long. Personally, this is my favorite track. It's one of the first tracks I won on iRacing, so or I won at rather on iRacing, so it's kind of dear to my heart a little bit. I was originally hoping I could race tonight, but things came up, didn't get home in time.
Tyler wrecked his truck.
So we're good.
Tyler wrecked his truck.
But believe it or not, that had nothing to do with it.
Hey, forget the name that we've got for another iRacer. It's Tyler wrecked a truck.
Right.
Holy
man.
shit. Really starting to feel it though, that is for sure.
Oh, dude, I'm sure you hit that seatbelt stop and it hurt like an SOB.
I don't think I hit the seatbelt stop. I don't think the seatbelt stopped quick enough, and I don't think the airbag deployed quick enough.
Well, you just rocked your shit off the steering wheel.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, good.
I was talking to my old man on the phone. He goes, "That father like son." I went, "Yeah, I hit before the airbag deploys."
Good God. Well, when you're that tall, I mean, it's just nothing but leverage, right?
Well, I got lucky. So if I hit the steering wheel, I hit it with my chest. My dad bounced his face off of it.
Oh God. Yeah, that's never a good time.
Oh, destroyed the whole entire one side of his face and uprooted a 25-foot tall tree.
I saw that out of a Grand Prix one time that I had to pick up. Kid lost control at like 50 miles an hour. And it's the only time I ever saw a car almost break in half. Like the other side of the car, you could see where it started to tear, but it stopped. And tree was probably about 4 foot around. So.
Yeah, my old man was pegged to the floor going on almost like a downhill switchback kind of deal out in the country past a bunch of his friends, and he thought he hit a road sign. For a family that I know, they have like their own little private road or whatnot off this road. Right. He thought he hit that, and he looked back. He said when he looked back, he must have pulled the wheel over and boom, right off the road, head first into a tree.
Oof. Well, hopefully nobody does that tonight in this race. If they can find a tree, I'm sure Gary can find it. The lawnmower that he is.
You'd find it on the backstretch here.
I don't even. Well, you'd have to go over the outside wall, not the inside. Hopefully nobody Steve Parks or Bob or Davey Allison's. That'd be a terrible thing. How we doing, Stoku? We're gonna get this thing underway. Anybody got a pick for tonight?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with old Derek Sivers. You know, Pocono's a tire-saving track. Derek Sivers is a tire-saving guy.
Oddly enough, I could see Tom.
I was gonna go with.
I could see Tom. They're going. They're green.
Oh, okay.
I can see
green.
I could see Tom Gom pulling it off. Somehow he runs fast around here. I don't get it.
If you didn't hear me because of my latency spike, going with Derek Sivers.
We did hear you. I did catch you on that.
Okay. Did you hear why though?
Because he tire saves. He's a tire saving guy.
Yeah.
He's a tire saving
Yeah.
track.
Okay.
So,
I'm just making sure because I had a big old latency spike.
Spicer, your leader. Wellen in second. Gom third. McKaylee fourth. It looks like Dennis and Derek are fighting already. And Dennis is in a really interesting paint scheme that I'm pretty sure I'm going to check out here in a little bit because it's not the chrome toaster, but it's also not that the black and like orange car that he had. We'll have to check that out here in a little bit. But,
I would say you can definitely tell that the top two are teammates.
oh yeah, yeah. Spicer and Wellen are sitting in the same voice chat I could see, and pretty much the same car.
Yeah.
You know, Tyler, it is kind of messed up. You win Dega on Sunday night, you wreck a truck on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Oh man.
I was looking forward to coming out here doing running. I usually don't run with a lot of Pocono, but I was like, maybe stay alive, maybe finish after.
It's a nice end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, great end of the day.
No, I mean, if you have a good day, or even if you have a crap day at work, it's a decent end of the day. You know, in the long run. I mean, yeah, you're doing 100 laps around this place, but the last time I ran here for the 87s, I didn't do too bad. Took like a third or a fourth. You know, Pocono
Able to make the setup helps out a lot compared to the normal setup.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one to get right because it's like, okay, where do you set the car up? To me, you set it up for either 2 or 3, and you wing it on turn 1.
Yep.
Because really, if you get through turn 2 fast, the turn 3 is pretty much kind of the same. It's just a little bit longer. So Keith, nobody wants a sock from the microwave.
My
Keith's
gosh.
here, guys.
Oh, hey, Keith's here, everybody. Hey,
Oh,
hey.
Keith? Going on quite a long time no see.
Tyler, remind me to send you that meme later. We can't talk about it on screen.
Eric Cap off in the grass.
Oh no, that's your points leader.
You keep it out of the wall.
Yeah, he kept it out of the wall, it looks like. It's gonna stay green, so he's gonna have to go into tire save mode.
Oh, somebody just tagged the wall too, coming out of 3.
Yeah, that was
5.
Eric.
We got Gary loose. Did somebody drop the track?
good entrance.
Yeah.
That's Eric.
Yeah, Eric lost a little bit. So he's gonna have to
AJ,
do
I think you're gonna have to sell these guys another set of tires.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I think he just got on the loud pedal a little early.
Yeah. But that's the
Getting in the nitty gritty.
well that's why they call it the tricky triangle, you know. So everybody's single file down the front stretch.
It'd be fun to call out who the hell's in the lead. I have to really look at the numbers.
Yeah, luckily I got the software that tells me. Oh man.
Who is in the lead right now?
We got Spicer in the lead right now. Actually, we'll do this since we're kind of slow at the moment. So we got Spicer in second, Greg Wellen sitting in third, or Spicer first, Greg Wellen second. Good Lord, I can't talk tonight. Tom Gom's gonna be your third place car, followed by JD McHaley. Derek Sivers in fifth. Dennis Daly's going to be sixth. Aiden Haller's sitting there in seventh. Ron St. Louis eighth. Gary Freeman Lawnmower, he's in ninth. We got Diesel Weasel in one of his meme paints sitting in 10th. He finally finished that car. Gabriel Griffin going to come in 11th here. And then we got Eric Cap just coming through turn 3. He's actually caught up a little bit on the back of the pack. But Eric is just about as good at saving tires as Derek, I do believe, the way that he runs that car. So
And he's smart. He knows what he's doing when it comes down to the points and all that. He mentioned that to me last week.
Oh, on how he's working the points and everything?
Yep.
I mean, really, you don't even have to set the fastest lap to get some decent bonus points. You know, you've got the 0x points. I think we got one for fastest qualifier too. Can't remember exactly. Most laps led, leading a lap, and a 0x race. So,
That'd
you
have been
know,
killer for me if it would have been per lap led.
oh yeah, right. Which, speaking of, fastest lap right now belongs to Kale Spicer with a 58.938.
Damn.
He's moving it.
He's ripping.
Leaders are running 59s. The Dominator's sitting third with a 59 as well. JD just a tick off at the 1 minute mark to get around here, so holding on pretty well. I think as long as he manages, I think that it should work pretty good for him. Oh, funny thing is, in the whole race so far, 3 incident points across the entire board.
Wow. That ain't bad.
Nope.
You get Greg going to the Lark. We have free. Girl.
I got Cap with a 2x, and I got Diesel with a 1x. So I don't know if Diesel flipped the apron, and that's what gave him an X. Oh, Damien says his hauler went the wrong direction. It took him to the Glen. He went 87s racing. Oh, God. Is that JD off track? Yeah, JD off track there for a second. We'll go back and see what happened there. And actually, it looks like it kind of just did a over rotation through one. Yep, just a little too much oomph on it. Down through the grass, cools him down. He's back on track. He's going. I'm really glad I got these damn overlays working correctly finally. I can tell you guys what happened there.
Negative.
Well, so I've been having issues where I have to constantly reload the links for the logos and stuff. Man, that's really weird. And so I finally, hold on a second, battle for 10th between Diesel Weasel and Gabriel. Gabriel gonna take him inside. I think Diesel just gonna kind of hang that middle row. But so I posted something in their Discord, and there was apparently an issue with if you load a logo into Discord, it apparently the links for those logos, or the links in general, will cause, I guess, the links, as far as Discord is concerned, they're temporary links, so they change. So if I copy the link for that logo where I put it in the chat, it'll change after so long. So then my logos disappear, so I gotta reload, and the guy goes, oh God, that looked like Derek. Loose off a 3. Roll that back for a second. I think guys, oh, he clips the apron. It sends him up the track. Hell of a save, though. He gets a little bit into the wall, but other than that, he's looking good. I think tires are starting to come into play here. But, so I went through and I fixed it today. And it's fixed a whole bunch of things, from size issues to the logos actually showing up. I got a little bit more tweaking to do, but Greg Wellen, or Kale Spicer, Greg Wellen continuing.
Derek just Steve parked himself.
Oh no. Seriously? Oh God.
What a miss.
Derek just Steve parked the shit out of himself.
No.
He did the smart thing and backed it down the track, though, but I don't... Man. 11 laps in, Derek's wrecked it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, it looks like my truck.
He's still trying to get it out of turn 3. It looked like the right front, or maybe it was the left front, got broke off.
Yeah, right front, I think, is toast. Look at that. Dang, look at that here. Oh, that's a Silverado drifting.
I want to kind of come back here since we got a minute. We'll take a look at Derek's car from the rear chase view. Oh yeah, left front's bebopping down the road. That's rough. That's about 8 minutes of damage right there. Tough break for Derek. A lot of guys probably hoping to see that caution so they can see what their tires are doing here. Get some fuel, see if they can't stretch it. Because I know when we usually come here, it's what, 50 laps? Or is it 60? Can't remember. But it should only be, I don't think they'll be able to make the end on a tank of fuel. I really don't. Diesel gonna stay out and lead a lap. Yeah, Damien, if you can check it, I don't think they can make it the whole way. So,
You know, I think this is very similar to speedway tracks when it comes to fuel. You might get 40 laps out of it, I think.
Yeah, I know it's weird.
You're on throttle quite often here.
Well, and if I remember right, I thought I saw somebody try to make it. I think if the caution falls correctly, you almost can. But that's in the official, which is half of the distance. So,
right.
Greg gonna come out of the pits in front of Kale here. I suspect Diesel will probably pit here, but he'll get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
Well, I'm not
five or
sure
is it
because iRacing clocked him in second for this lap.
Oh.
Yeah. So he might be staying out here. Banking on another caution.
Yeah. Because I've got him as first.
He's in first currently, but when he crossed the line, he was still in second place.
Oh yeah, my race control software shows him in second. So, and it looks like he's staying out anyways. I don't see him headed towards pit road. So. All right, so we got Diesel Weasel gonna take us to the green. Bregwell in second, Kale Spicer third, Tom Gom in fourth, Dennis Daly fifth, Gabe Griffin in sixth, Gary Freeman seventh, JD is gonna be in eighth, Aiden Haller ninth, Ron St. Louis 10th, Eric Kapp in 11th, and Derek Sivers currently a lap down in 12th.
I believe Derek has retired that car.
Yep, I see that now. Yeah, that's a rough hit. And I thought he was good. Like he had that one little slip up there out of 3, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be fine. He'll gather that back up. But
he destroyed the nose of that car.
I'm thinking that JD's your first car on tires. That would be my guess. Especially being that he went in like 4th and came out in 8th. So.
Right.
Damien says it looks like they can get 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel. So right now your championship top 3: Eric Kapp, Dennis Daly, JD McHaley. JD mathematically has a chance still. He's about a little less than a race out of it. So he needs a little bit of bad luck by Eric Kapp here. Right now, the way things are running, Dennis is going to close in on the points a little bit with 2 to go after this, and we're going to Willow Springs and Miami, or not Miami, Michigan to end the series out. So, but here we go. Diesel Weasel headed for the line. We got a couple of laps let in, and we'll see how this fares for him.
Oh, nice and easy here into turn 1.
Yep. Kale to the outside. Diesel not really trying to fight it either. I think he's just...
Diesel says, nah, I got my 5 bonus points. Go ahead, have at it, boys.
He's like, I got my lap led, and I'm gonna, if I can get out of here with a 0x, that's all I care about.
Right. He says, I'm points racing. I'm not trying to win and you're in.
Yep. So Greg Welland, oh God, I got
Aiden
Aiden Haller
Haller
off in the back.
What
He
a
saves
save.
it, keeps it out of the wall. Back up for the battle for the lead. Greg Welland going to be your leader. Kale Spicer second. Gominator in third. JD McHaley moving through the field. He's up to 6th already. Didn't get the drive he wanted off of 3 there. 3 wide as they go down the front stretch. This is always fun at
How hot is this track right
what do you got for
The track
Hold
is
up.
currently 99 degrees Fahrenheit.
Over there like a weather lady.
back to
Tell
the
you
battle
what,
for
though,
the
if
lead.
you watch JD's
Back to you,
car.
AJ.
Oh, never mind. That was.
Who-
Who's behind
You look-
Tom?
Dennis, you see it
Dennis.
sit? Do you see that car in Dennis's sitting right down on the right rear?
Yep, through the corners. That's either going to be a make or a break right there.
It
You can
looks
save
like
that
that
right
some,
rear. That should work out really well.
it looks like that some bitch is trying to pick up the left rear.
It really does. It looks like we ran at Watkins, man.
We go. I'm gonna watch. We're gonna watch Dennis's car here for a second. I'm gonna chase this going down into 2.
You can see that weight just set on that right rear. As long as he keeps
I
that
can't-
right
I
rear
can't-
cool.
Oh yeah, you can see it torque that car right over.
Yep.
It's gonna depend on how we set the front up.
Yep. Yeah, if you can get the right sides on that thing,
But-
that's gonna work out great.
Wait till you guys see this going out into 2, because that's where I first saw it. Because I saw it about the time you said something, and it fucking
Yeah,
thing just.
look at that
Yeet.
thing. Oh, hell.
Dennis, it's not a 64 Impala. Take the hydraulics off of it. JD closing in on Dennis though. Man on the move right now.
Ooh. I'm just waiting to see that left rear just come off the ground.
It could happen. I think if he threw it in hard enough, it could happen. Kale Spicer back to the lead. Greg Welland in second. Tom just riding there in third, hoping for a mistake. JD is pulling in on the leaders. I'm gonna guess that Kale and Greg did not take tires there and took fuel only. So, like I said, JD probably your only guy on fresh tires right now. He said that Dennis is racing with the G body shuffle going on.
Bruh.
No, to me he's got that Detroit lean.
That he does.
Because if you look at JD's car right behind him, JD's car doesn't twist over like Dennis is twisting over.
No.
Like Dennis has got that thing moving. It's almost like he's trying to carry the left front. Oh man.
Well, the thing that's gonna suck though is that when those tires start to wear, he's gonna really want that left front to be on that car, on the ground.
Well, knowing Dennis, he probably did a boatload of testing today. JD all over the back of him too. I think if Dennis is smart, he just runs his line, runs his pace, lets JD go, and try to get them tires to last as long as he can. Well,
Dude, I still haven't warmed up yet.
my feet are a little frozen. I'm not gonna lie. I know Robin said it was probably better me than her, but
Yeah, I don't think you would have liked that site.
If she's even sitting there, I don't know. She hasn't said a word in a
Yeah,
minute.
right. I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's sending me tiny dinos.
Tiny Dinies.
Whatever.
Oh, Robin, I'll send you a picture of it so you can see it.
Let's go look at, hold on, because I got a request for what the front of Dennis's car looks like. Interesting. Pineapple painting on the front of Kale Spicer's car. I want to go look at Dennis for just a second. I'm gonna take over this. We're gonna watch this as he goes down into 2. See how far he's bringing that thing off the ground. Because if he's not carrying it, it's getting a little yeah, it's off the ground. Yep. Dennis, it's not Watkins Glen.
Dennis said, "Hold my beer."
Pretty much.
Scott Bloomquist ran 87s.
It's got to be an Owasso thing. Patrick, it is, I think, all of 20 some degrees here today, so it's cool. We'll say
High
that.
High at 28 today.
Was that how warm it was?
Yep. How warm it was? That's bold of you to say that.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Well, like I was telling you earlier, I had to run tools back to my parents' place, and when I got over there, pull up to Dad's pole barn, the driveway's ice. Up on top of the driveway is ice, like the whole barnyard area. I don't have 4-wheel drive in the truck right now, so I had to get out of there using just the locker in my foot.
That's what nice.
Uh-oh.
See, what'd you hear?
Tom said he might have to go.
I wonder if he's on call.
That boy's always on call. Dang.
He had to dip out of Mooncar last night. Damien, don't remind me. I don't need to know that it's going to be colder tomorrow.
Ew, it is.
That's what he said. He says it's going to be colder for us tomorrow.
We are supposed to be getting a nice storm.
Starting when?
Starts tomorrow, ends Thursday.
Uh-oh, Tom's got to go. Duty calls. We got Spicer welling up front, so that's going to put JD up to 3rd, Dennis back up to 4th. 13 degrees. Oh, God, Damien, I don't envy you. I hope it's not going to get any colder here, but Tyler, when's that ice storm supposed to start?
Sometime on Wednesday. I only found out from one of my customers today that was talking about it. We're talking about how they don't throw freaking sand in their damn salt shear out here.
Well, there's battle back here by Diesel. It looks like Diesel, Gary, and Gabriel. Check on that for a minute. We usually put sand in our salt.
Not this year.
Oh, they didn't
It's
do it
been
this year?
all salt.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's why everybody's vehicles are white this year.
Patrick, I envy you right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about moving out to wherever the hell he lives. I'm that guy that's like 85 degrees and be like, you know, it could be a little bit warmer.
Right. How we doing, Diggs? Looks like you guys are gonna warm up. When are we gonna warm up?
Never.
What I'm starting to think.
This says Wednesday night, cloudy early with a wintry mix, expected to move in later at night, low 23 degrees, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 80%.
And that's tomorrow night?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Found out where I hit. I hit high.
Oh, high on your chest?
Yeah.
You got a good bruise going on?
Ooh. It's not bruised yet, but it's
What
all
are we looking
tender
at?
by my collarbone.
What'd you see, Corn?
Oh, nothing. I was reacting to the pain.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
you saw something on track.
I did too. I was like, I know I'm a little bit behind, but what's going on?
My bad.
Actually, Tyler, if you join off of me on the watch, it should let you in as a spectator so you can be live.
Oh, I'm watching it on the.
Oh, that's fine.
Which, by the way, if you're watching the stream, like, you haven't subscribe, hit the little bell, get the notification, hit that little thing.
The one guy that doesn't do YouTube, and he's the one pitching my YouTube.
I was about to say Tyler Nichols, hype man.
Just wait for it. We'll see. We'll see if we ever get my channel off. You guys want to see some wild shit?
No filter.
No filter. Reason why the name is canceled in seconds.
Keith says that he's currently sitting in the IRL version of the Choose truck in Delaware, babysitting a Mott setup, so fiber stuff. I don't envy you, Keith. Hopefully you don't get hit.
Wait, where is he at?
In Delaware.
Oh.
But he's probably sitting roadside, which at night,
yeah,
we both know that shit ain't fun. Spicer continues to lead as we're 3/4 of the way through this thing. Or we're 1/4 of the way through this thing. Jesus.
I was about to say, that was a fast race.
Damien said that you're canceled on login.
We got back out of iRacing jail.
I'd give him about 5 minutes into the stream.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna stream. If I ever bring it up, I don't think we're gonna stream.
We're just gonna make videos, call it canceled in seconds.
Yeah, so
right.
Make it.
If I say certain dumb stuff, I can edit it out.
Well, hey, if the new season of Door Bumper Clear can be uncensored, you can be too.
No. Are you sure though? You really want to say it to me? Have you heard the
Dude,
music out of my mouth?
Have you heard the way Tommy Baldwin talked to some of his drivers? That man has no filter. And he's on Door Bumper Clear this season.
Oh, jeez.
He had to deal with the rooster, for God's sake, okay?
Only thing if I do that, if I ever stream and do that too, especially while racing, I'm gonna take after you guys, and
right?
maybe so much not pull people up by their names.
Yeah.
You can give them colorful nicknames.
Yeah.
Patrick, I would agree. Not having TJ Majors on Door Bumper Clear is a little weird, but he's now the new co-host for the Dale Jr. download, so I'm kind of excited for that because they got a lot of history together. So.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about this? Because if anybody's watched the Dale Jr. download in the last year, when he does his segments with ooh, I got Ron off track. Not
Off
sure
track.
what. Yellow
is out.
flag. Let's roll that back.
Hey Ron, if you're watching, I got your free pizza right here. I'm about to make it and then destroy it.
Yeah, you just got loose coming off a 2 and he just hooked. I'm not sure why it threw the caution. But as long as you don't leave the pizza where the wings were in my vehicle, we'll be all right.
Oh, they're gonna be in my gut. Bro, I may look
He
like
asked me
Slenderman, but I put shit away.
He asked me if those were my wings, and I was like, "When have you seen me eat wings from a gas station?"
Well, I didn't know if they were the kids or, and then we got to talking about it, and she says, I said, who was the last person to sit back there since we hadn't left the house really in 2 weeks? And I all of a sudden dawned on me, you sat back there, and I was like, that son of a bitch.
You want to know what my theory was? My theory, because we had a mattress topper in the back of the Suburban that we were giving to AJ's parents. And my theory was that a homeless person was just really cold and decided to sleep in the back of the Suburban on the mattress pad and maybe left their wings.
Oh my God. But, so back to this Dale Jr. download thing. Have you guys seen the segments with his wife on there? I know I've showed Robin a little bit.
Yes, they are
God,
pretty good.
did you see the one where they ask Amy what the weirdest thing Dale has ever bought is?
Oh yeah,
And
I
like
forget
tries to
what
hide it.
was.
And she was talking about how he ordered candy and
Oh, yes.
and like didn't tell her, and then tried to like intercept it, but she got it ahead of him. Or like he lost a whole bunch of candy in the couch and shit.
Yep.
Oh God.
I love it when Carrie's on there. I love hearing stuff about their like childhood.
Do you remember the phone bill story?
No, I remember the Junior getting fired story. That was hilarious.
I don't think I've heard that one, but like it kind of goes with what we're doing right now. Like back when you could do NR 2003 and him and Carrie were living together, and he like spent an entire weekend just racing, and the phone bill came and it was like $80.
Well, that's it.
Well, this is like in 2003, 2004, so it's like $80, and Carrie goes, I'm not paying that shit. And he goes, I don't have the money to pay this phone bill. Oh God, it was funnier than hell.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Carrie and Dale interact about their childhood and all that.
Oh yeah.
Being away from racing. Everybody's always
Oh.
gonna talk to anybody with an Earnhardt last name about racing, about senior and all, but just hearing them being reconnected brothers and all that, it's really, really cool.
That's right. Okay, Patrick's right. Dale Jr. would suck the coating off the candy and then stuff it in the couch.
Yes.
Because he wouldn't eat the rest of it. And so literally, I guess Amy found it, and then they had to have the housekeeper like clean the fucking couch because it was disgusting. Almost like somebody picking a booger and stuffing it in the couch.
Ew.
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, because he didn't like the rest of the candy, so like I said, he'd suck the coating off and then stuff it in the couch, and she'd find it. I have not seen the one about Clint Boyer talking about the farm animals. I guess I'm gonna have to find that one. Oh God. All right, so after pit cycle stuff cycles out, looks like Greg Welland, JD McHaley up front, Spicer in third, Diesel Weasel up to fourth, Eric Cat fifth, Aiden Holler sixth, Gary seventh. We got Gabriel in eighth, Ron in ninth, Dennis after leading that lap, get his bonus points. We got him in 10th right now, and that's everybody on track. So, and having the hog on jacks. Oh my God, roasting a pig on jack stands. I guess that's the way to do it. Did you send me an onion, dear?
An onion?
What is
No,
that?
I sent you a friendship bracelet.
Oh, okay. My favorite one's the
Onion.
episode of DW. I will agree with Damien here. The DW cheating episode was pretty good. I don't think I've laughed that hard at one of his episodes all the way through until that one.
Dick pointed a good enough. The one with John Force is absolutely hilarious.
I have not seen it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it. I gotta watch it. Yeah.
Don't
They're
read the
going.
comment. Yeah.
Yep, we're green.
Right?
Dude,
These guys are fight first.
I don't like running the marbles before a restart.
Short tracks, if I'm tight, I'm running marbles.
Try to loosen it up. I don't
Yep.
think it's going to be that loose though, because I mean, really, when you look at it, you know, it's 102 on the track. It shouldn't be tight unless somebody's got too much spoiler in the damn thing.
That very well could be.
Spicer trying to give JD some help down the back stretch. It does kind of look like JD's a little tight with a car right behind him.
Plus, I might keep riding the marbles, man.
I mean, if you can keep it on the wall.
Yeah, right the wall. load, those tires hot, pull back up the marbles, just try to eat up as much of those marbles as you can.
Right. I see Dennis creeping up through the field already. I gotta imagine he's on some new shoes at this point. So, if y'all want a good laugh, sorry Aiden, I'm gonna throw you under the bus here. Me and Phil were working with Aiden earlier today, and Aiden has a Thrustmaster T248 wheel. His FOV in car with a single monitor was 160. It literally looked like I was in the Millennium Falcon at warp speed.
What?
And I said, what are you doing? Well, I can see out the side windows. Boy, you don't need to see out the side, you need to see out the front, and how the hell do you hit your apexes? So we adjust that. We get him closer, and then you can see, man, that wheel is twitching left, right. And I'm like, he goes, well, I'm not on my Moza yet. And that's when he told us what he's on. I'm like, thing's only got like 3.5 Newton meters. Why the hell's the steering wheel jumping like a Mexican jumping bean? And so we go look at the wheel force. It's set at like 70. I'm like, well, that's why. Goddamn thing's jumping all over the place.
Did something just
JD
happen?
JD just smoked a tire there. Wait, Ron crashed? Oh, it just over rotated again.
I think he entered that one a little low, and she was not happy about being that low.
Nope. All right. We're still green though. So JD just off pace a little bit after having to check up out of one there. JD fighting with Eric. He's got Dennis up behind him, 4 wide down the front stretch. Eric Cap says, no, I don't want any of this, and he backs out.
Ooh.
Can't say that I blame him.
Kind of put Dennis in a little bit of a pickle. He's going to be boxed in.
Nope, JD backing off just a little bit. Trying to keep them tires underneath him, but they're definitely racing hard back here.
Oh, boy. Hopefully. Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy.
Ooh,
Going
that
into
made me
one
a
that
little
low.
nervous.
Aiden gonna pick up a couple of positions right there. I got Ron crashed again? I wonder if he's just entering too low and it's... Yeah, it definitely looks like he's entering way too low. I mean, no, not gonna be a caution because of where he was at there, but... Yeah, Ron got a little loose two laps in a row, but yeah, I think he's entering way too low. He's got to enter up by the wall. I think that's what's hurting him in one. So Ron, if you're listening, bring it up by the wall, buddy, and then kind of late turn it in, but slow it up earlier. Should help you a little bit. Because I know he's usually listening.
If you have to burp that throttle as you're going in, ease back onto that throttle.
Yep. Dennis getting around Diesel there. Dennis up to third now. About 6.4 back.
Alrighty, everybody, I'm going to jump out, go get some din-din. I'm going to relax a little bit. I will possibly jump back in here and yak with y'all if you guys want to see the aftermath of the old 2500. Pick her up in Discord.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, you guys have a good one.
If I don't see you a little bit later, rest easy, buddy. Put some ice on your chest, too.
No.
It'll help.
Yeah. Oh,
Later,
dude, I
bud.
sneezed earlier. My Lanta.
Today's not the worst part. Tomorrow's the worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, my old man's like, go get checked out. I went, nah, you know me. He goes, you yelled at me for not going to get checked out. You better go get checked out. He goes, your insurance will cover it. Their insurance cover it. Like, Dad, they didn't have insurance. But seriously. Yep.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, I didn't even think to ask you about that.
Yeah.
So.
It'd be a fun time. But, try to look at the bright side of it. I didn't really like that truck. I'm covered for my I'm covered for it being under loan and everything. So go find another truck.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you.
All right, I will yank you guys later, or I'll get at you tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.
Later, bud.
Luego.
So it looks like Ron might have crashed one more time here. Oh, that time he come in way too hot. He flat-sided the side of that car this time. Yeah, it looks like I show him out at this point.
Oof.
He's in the
Ron,
chat.
yeah, I see that now. Ron, you weren't doing too bad, bud. You just got to come in a little bit higher into one. And one is one of those deceiving ones because it's got all that banking, but it'll throw you for a loop for sure.
Every time.
But back to my story about Aiden. Like I said, he had his wheel force up at about 70, so he had to back it off. So because he's going down straightaway in a straight line, that wheel's twitching left, right, left, right, left, right. And we're like, what are you doing?
And all this time I thought he was on a controller.
Well, and I know Phil worked with him on his setup today, so that I'm sure is going to help. Go back to our leaders here. Wellen and Spicer continuing to throw it down. Last time around, almost 1 minute even. Dennis in the same ballpark, as well as Aiden. About a half second off. Yeah, actually, Damien's got a very good point there. I would give that a shot, Ron, and see what you think. So, yeah, these two putting on a show right now. Like our gap. About 8 seconds back to Dennis. Back here to Dennis. Aiden keeping right with him. Everybody running pretty solidly here. Oh no! I see JD spinning. Not sure what totally happened. We'll roll that back. It's like he gets about 20 laps out of that right rear, and then it just starts to get hot, and he's going for a ride, but he keeps it out of the wall. So he lives to keep fighting.
Probably a brake biased adjustment.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe it's too far one way or the other. So, go back to the battle with Dennis. Ooh, Aiden trying to take Dennis on the high side.
He's loose again.
I'm sure those tires are hot.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing we saw with Ron as well. It seems like once the tires are hot, it doesn't want to necessarily cool off. So... And that's one thing that I've struggled with here is trying to get the tire to cool off after you've gotten it loose.
Yeah.
It's kind of horrible, really.
That's something I struggle with greatly.
The big thing is just
what track.
well, the big thing is just slowing down just a little bit, letting the car kind of come back to you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then giving it about 2-3 laps. I mean, yeah, you're going to lose some time, but then slowly starting to push back into it. But yeah, right now Dennis and Aiden 3 and 4 right now. About 10 seconds back from Greg Wellen and Cale Spicer.
Hey, good night, Robin.
Dennis pulling out a little bit at this point. I do see another little battle brewing with... Oh no, track map was deceiving. I thought there was a battle with Eric Cap, Diesel, and Geary. JD just a tick over 10 seconds back from Gabriel. Back to your leaders here for a little bit. Hale Spicer, Greg Wellen out front.
Gosh, I don't know how Gary kept that out of the wall.
she over rotate on him a little bit.
No, it was tight.
Very like just kept plowing for the outside.
Yeah.
That tunnel turn's tricky. If you ain't got the setup for it, it's something else.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Pocono is you can only set up for one of the turns, and then, you know, the rest of them you just kind of have to hope for the best.
See, to me, I think you know, I would set up for the tunnel turn because that seems to be the trickiest of the three.
See, I have always set up for I want to say turn one, because that's a struggle turn for me. No matter what setup I have, I struggle in turn one.
Right.
And so this way, that allows me to then adjust the way I drive the setup for the other turns.
Yeah. See, I think turn one, the big thing is it's just flat out deceiving. Like it just is. You want to be able to full send it in, but you can't, right? Because it doesn't matter what, if you got brand new tires or, you know, 20 lap old tires, the dang thing just wants to plow.
Right.
So I think as long as you set up for the what probably is the most difficult turn, and I don't think I'd set up for one, just because of the fact that it's got the banking. You got to set up for the flat turns. I think I picked two.
Well, I mean, it's like your opinion, man.
Oh, Ron, get out here and race, man. You ain't gonna mess anybody up. We got a road course next week, and then Michigan. And Michigan in these cars is fun. I don't care who you are.
They're a lot of fun.
By the way, how is the sound, guys? Like, as far as me compared to Korn in terms of volume, Diesel's let me know that it's a little off and a little funky. So I want to make sure that I'm getting it set up correctly.
Can you hear my beautiful voice?
Dennis and Aiden down into one. Kale and Greg just kind of staying in line, not quite halfway through this one yet. Oh, I got JD crashed again. He got loose out of the tunnel turn this time. His lap times kept falling off further and further, and I'm wondering if after he heated that tire up, if it just didn't want to play nice. He keeps it off the wall.
And you know, unfortunately, that's very possible.
I like his spin around move though. JD gonna stay out though. I did not see him go down pit road, so he's gonna be your lucky dog if in the event we get another caution here. I think as long as he can get the car back underneath him, I don't think he's got too much to worry about. Corn's a little low. Okay, I'm gonna bring the Discord volume up a little bit then.
That also just might be me.
Well, it's finding that balance, right?
Right.
So, I got Diesel Weasel up to 5th. He got around Eric Cap right there. Why do I have JD off the track again? I think he got loose to that tunnel turn again. Slow her down a little bit, JD. Let the tires cool back down, buddy. You're the lucky dog. You don't have to worry about anything, so don't push her too hard. Go back to Dennis and Aiden for a minute. They're still running 3-4. Aiden just hounding Dennis, waiting for a mistake. Patrick said to grow a pair and speak up. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, JD is definitely loose.
Yeah.
Let's see. Diesel getting hounded by Eric Cap again. I mean, the question becomes, do you pit at the first spot where you can to make it to the end, or maybe, a couple laps after, and then, you've got fresh tires and all of that stuff, and you start picking positions up based on, when everybody's pitting? Or do you kind of pull that in half if you can and pit that way as well?
Right. It's always the tough decision, to pit or not to pit.
Always the question. Go back to the battle for the lead. Spicer and Wellen just cruising. Check some last lap times here. They're still running in the 1 minute mark. So somebody did their homework on the setups, that's for sure. Dig, you can put wedge in this. It pretty much only gives you the track bar adjustment. So it's tough. Like you're only allowed so much anyways on the split. But yeah, you can pack that in there. So I just saw, it looks like Gary's starting to maybe join the equation with the Diesel Eric Cap fight here.
Yeah, he's been catching.
I was just looking to see Gary just a 10th off the mark of Eric last time around, but he was faster than Diesel by just a little bit. But guys, definitely. Oh, the Dennis and Aiden battle heating up. I wonder if Dennis just kind of let him go, or exactly what. But Aiden definitely getting around Dennis there for third. And right now, Dennis needs every position he can get to try to pull in points on Eric Cap with only a few rounds to go. Aiden throwing down a 101.11, Dennis with a 101.68. And back here to Diesel. Ooh, JD up in the wall. Oh, Diesel's loose. He's off track. That Thunderbird catches some air and back on track he goes. That's going to put Eric up to 5th. Gary Freeman up to 6th. I think JD's
mowing the lawn for Gary.
Yeah, I seen that. That's what I'm wondering, Dig, and I think that's what's going on. I think that right rear is kind of getting hot, so I don't know if a brake bias adjustment will fix him or not. But it looks like he's got the car back underneath him, which is good. I think he's probably pushing it a little bit less, which isn't the worst thing. So check the gap. Aiden's 17 seconds back from your leaders. Dennis was faster than Aiden that time around. Ooh, Dennis was off track there.
His tires are getting worn out.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Oh yeah, Dennis just into turn 1 way too hard. Nice save, though. Everybody kind of struggling with setup a little bit. Except for your leaders. Your leaders are just purring right along at 1 minute lap times. But all in all, not too terrible of a save there. Go back up front. Spicer and Welland continuing to set the pace right now. Don't forget, everybody, we're here every Sunday night for Fast Car, usually 8:30s. We won't have one this week because we do have Corn's ICW 500 that's going to be rolling out. We'll be live here for green to checkered coverage of the whole thing. What do we figure on start time, Corn?
I believe the start time race should start at 7:15, 7:50. Oh, I'm sorry, 7:20. Wow.
So
damn it, AJ, you're rubbing off on me with your,
we should be live about 6:30, 6:40ish. We'll have all the practice, we'll have driver interviews, all that sort of stuff. So be there to watch that. And like I said, we'll have complete race coverage on that one. So Gen 6s at Daytona, 200 laps, 1 fast repair. Uh-oh, JD crashed. Did you keep it off the wall?
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Oh!
Ooh, why is there a yellow out?
Yeah, why do we have a yellow? Is it because of?
I'm getting ready to find out.
Well, it's got... I'm looking at JD. It jumped into the pit. I'm not really sure. It'd be really weird if that threw the caution.
I think that's what it is. Because I am looking.
He was way off the track.
And he's the only stopped car on the track as the caution flies.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird because well, JD spun down there earlier, it didn't throw a caution.
Right.
I'm confused. I don't know. But just over halfway in this thing, so I'm sure these guys were hoping for it, but it looked like the way he come off the corner, I don't even know if he could have got it stopped that time because it just looked like it took off. Just headed it right into the wall.
Yeah. At that point, I mean, there's not much you can do besides.
Well, no, I mean, we've seen it Daytona, Talladega here. Once it hits the wall in a certain way, it's almost like it kills your brakes, if that makes sense. And there's almost nothing you can do to catch it, so. All right, I am going to step away for about 2 seconds here. I shall return. Alrighty. So it looks like Gary stayed out to lead a lap that time and get some bonus points. Spicer leading everybody off of pit road with Welland in tow. Dennis getting off in 3rd position. I expect Gary to probably pit here. would be my guess. I'm looking to see. Yeah, because it's got Gary in first coming across the line, so he'll probably pit here and take tires and fuel at this point now that he's got his bonus points. Looks like we got Diesel still sitting on pit road, maybe fixing some damage or doing some adjustments to the car. So it should cycle out with Kale as your leader. I do see the track temp creeping up just a little bit here. This is 41 Celsius on my race control stuff, but we're at 106 on the track temp. Yep, JD
Diesel says he was on pit road because he had to make the one-eyed weasel cry.
Yeah, JD, it looks like he's out after that wreck. So we're gonna have 8 cars left in this thing with about what, 45 to go, 46 to go, or 40 to go. We got 46 to go. 27 total incidents so far. Pretty
Not bad
impressive.
race.
No, not a bad race at all. That's the one thing I do like about this new race control software that I've got. It's actually kind of cool. I can set things to double file, single file. I can send messages. I can clear penalties, wave cars around, all sorts of things. Deploy the pace car. So, kind of neat. All right, Gary just coming off a pit lane, so he's going to get a late start on this one. Kale Spicer going to lead us to the line to start this thing off. I'd love to know what Dennis's tires are looking like after each run. All right, we're back green. Gary's going to be full song already into 2. So... Dang, it looked like Kale got real loose coming into 1 on fresh tires.
Yeah, it did.
Kind of wild. Kale Spicer, your leader. Greg Willen in second. Dennis Daly third. Aiden Haller fourth. Gabriel Griffin in fifth. Eric Cap sixth. Diesel Weasel seventh. Gary Freeman eighth. I think Eric's just going to try and save tires and see if it goes to the end. They will have to pit, I think, one more time.
Well,
it's going to be
we've
close.
got about 45 laps to go, so unless you can really save some fuel.
Well, you might only need to save like 1 or 2 laps, which, man, that's tough. That's going to be tough. Especially if you're not in the draft. So... see if Dennis can track these 2 down. He's about 1.3 back already. We're going to take a look at last lap times. Spicer and Wellen still putting down 1 minute times. I don't know if anybody's got anything for these 2. See if Dennis has been working on that setup. I know every time he thinks he's going to get close to these guys, something happens. So hopefully he didn't go the wrong direction with it. Which really, the only thing you've got is, excuse me, is a tire pressure adjustment at this point. There are only 3 cars left in the field that don't have incident points, and that's Kale and Greg and Gary. That's it. So... Oh man, these guys getting down into the 59s. Yeah. Kale getting a little bit of a gap on Greg here, about a half a second up. Back to the battle between Dennis and Aiden. We'll see how long Dennis can keep Aiden back there this time. Unless he decides to let him go. I heard that, Diesel, and I know you're watching the stream now. Dennis
He brought up the fact that Gary is currently a 0x.
Well, I hear Gary saying something about how bad the setup is. It was funny because I was talking to Aiden earlier today, and he's talking about how it's got the setup he's got was for me, and it was how bad it was. And I'm like, dude, I'm not good at Pocono, and what I might drive at Pocono might be different than the way you drive Pocono, which is bad.
Yeah.
So if you got a setup that doesn't fit your driving style for this place, ain't gonna work out. But now it is what it is. Like I said, I know he was working with Phil today about it, and, trying to get it working, but they must have figured something out, because he's definitely moving. He's down and around Dennis for P3. Woo, and then he gets loose in the middle of one. I see a Diesel going around Gabriel back there. That's the battle for 6th. Oh God, Diesel goes around him and then plants the car in the wall. Oh, now he's loose as hell. At least he figured it out. It looks like they're clean now. Oh my God. Now I got Aiden, Dennis, and Eric all tight together. Dennis needs to finish ahead of Eric to close in some points and keep his championship hopes alive. So we got 3rd, 4th, and 5th all together, trying to run down the dynamic duo of Spicer and Wellen up front. And Gary is on the front stretch trying to not go a lap down, so let's check lap times last time by. Gary actually holding his own pretty good. He's about 29 seconds back from the leaders. Not doing half bad.
I'm gonna say Eric Cap has brought that thing back up to 5th place after that early spin.
Yep. Well, I think he got the luck of some cautions on his side there to help him come forward again, but on the restart, it kind of looked like he was going to stay back, but now he's kind of pulling these guys in a little bit. So maybe he's hoping to get around Dennis, get around Aiden, and extend his points lead. Ooh, Gary sounds like he's not having a fun time. And Gary's actually the slowest one on track at a 102.54 to Gabriel's 102. Ugh. 102.28. Oh, man. Eric all over the back of Dennis. They don't look like they're falling off on lap times as much as they were in the previous run.
No, it looks like we're sitting steady at those 101s.
Yeah, track temps up to 108, which I'm not surprised with, but yeah, we were seeing a lot more fall off before, and I'm just not seeing that. And actually, Gary just went the fastest he's went in a few laps. So whatever Gary's doing is working. I'm not checking out Aiden's hood. You can tell him I'm not putting that on stream. Eric looking to go around Dennis on the high side. He should have a little bit of a run here. See if Dennis blocks that. What's up?
I told him there was some debate on whether or not he was going to be able to run the race with the paint scheme. The debate was between me, myself, and I.
Well, if you look at what they ran, and him and Gabriel ran in fast car on Sunday, good God. I can tell you this much. On the hood of that beautiful blue car is a shirtless Denny Hamlin, and I'm not putting that on screen.
No.
Oh, man. Dennis kind of losing out to Aiden a little bit here. He's about 2 seconds back than Aiden at this point. But he gets him in turn one. He pulls him back in. I do think, Aiden's definitely showed promise here and there lately. And I think maybe working with Phil on that setup's probably helped him to get moving forward just a little bit more. But hopefully that's the key there. See if he can set his sights on these boys and run them down. About 9.2 back. I think he's actually closed in a little bit. See at the line. Aiden about 0.3 off from your leaders. So still losing a bit of time there. And what's really interesting is his fastest isn't far off of Greg Welland's, so I actually do see Aiden's intervals shrinking at points. So back to the battle for the lead. Cale Spicer, Greg Welland up front. $27 total incident points across the whole race so far. All right. Well, let's go back to see Eric Cap continuing to hound second place in points. Dennis Daly. Dennis needs to stay ahead of Eric to close back in the points.
Yeah.
See if he can do it. Good Lord, where the heck is my mouse? There we go. Now the question is, as far as as your leaders are concerned. I know, you know, same paint schemes, all that stuff. Last lap, they ain't your teammate anymore. Where's Greg? Where's Greg make the move?
Right.
That's going to be the big question. Man, Eric is all over Dennis. But Dennis is running that low, slow line through one, and I'm wondering how much that's saving his tire, too. Almost to 30 laps to go here. About 33 right now. It should be 32 once the leaders cross the start-finish line. I don't anticipate seeing a caution the rest of the race, but you never know. Yeah, I'm just glad that I made it in here to get things rolling when we did, because with Tyler's little situation there. Dennis picking up the speed a little bit on Eric that last time by. He's about a 10th faster even than Aiden. So I'm kind of wondering if Dennis just kind of letting it ride for a minute to try to save some tire and run down Aiden, or what's going on. Let's try some fun here for a second. Let's take a ride around this track with Dennis on the gyro cam. Oh, that's a terrible angle. We'll go off the roll bar out the front windshield for a minute. Yeah, Dennis is definitely... It's almost like he's got a longer gear in it from what I can hear. Hear them tires just howling. Nice, Diggs. It's always nice when you get something paid off. I think Dennis is starting to reel Aiden back in. He was actually about 0.3 faster last lap. So he is starting to reel Aiden back in ever so slightly. See what it looks like this time around. Oh man, Dennis a full second faster than Aiden this time. So I wonder if the tires are starting to come apart for Mr. Holler.
Both him and Eric are catching him heavy.
Yeah, they were both a second faster than Aiden. I got Diesel on pit road. Wonder if he's going to try and take tires and run 30 to go. See if that works for him. Looks like he may have taken right sides only as little of time as he spent in there. Oh, Daryl says that the 8 is in fuel save mode.
Oh.
Trying to save some fuel here. Interesting strategy. I'm assuming you're all sitting in a voice chat together that I can see. That's the way it looks to me.
Diesel took fuel only there.
Okay.
I would have at least popped on right sides.
Yeah, but if the setup's loose, that's just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, if the tires feel comfortable, he thinks he can make it, it might not be a bad call. It might work out for him.
Mm-hmm.
So... See, Dennis has caught Aiden, but he's not trying to pass Aiden. I wonder how many guys are close. And Dennis is smart. He's going to know if Aiden's clutching coming in. So we'll have to see where this is going to play out. The other question is are Kale and Greg saving fuel? They've been running 1 minute lap times this whole time. You would almost have to set up fuel saving from like the start of the green flag run.
Right.
So I don't know how many of these guys are going to make it, but the battle for third is definitely on right now. Diggs, let me know how you like that camera, man, because I want to get a new GoPro really bad, and it would work great for my streams too. So, ooh, Dennis getting a bad run off of 3 that time, unless he left it a gear high on purpose. I'm getting reports that the 18 can make it on fuel. At least that's what my chat is telling me. I think the 18 started fuel saving early. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Hale and Greg for a minute. We're about to hit some lap traffic here in just a minute. We'll see if they can navigate through that cleanly. 26 laps to go. Gary's still with a 0x, so that's a positive.
I was gonna say, for the last 15 laps, Gabe has been running plus 102s.
Okay.
Well, now that I'm looking at it, he also, well, now this is, that's a pit stop under yellow. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's going to be close for a few of these guys, I think.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see. Hale going to dive to the bottom of Gary here. Gary going to be your first car allowed.
Roll contact.
Oh,
Lord.
God. Greg with a major pucker factor on the brake pedal.
Woo.
Man. Well, that's going to give some separation.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because I seen Greg lock it up thinking they were going to wreck.
And Gary still drove out of that with a 0x.
I think Kale anticipated to be more clear of Gary.
Yeah.
Gary along the wall, Greg trying to get by. He should have him going into one here. We're going to go back to that battle with Aiden and Dennis. All 3 of these guys are riding right together like they can make it if they keep working together.
Ooh, Dennis got the run here.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dennis looked like he about run over Aiden. Patrick, Diggs, I see you guys talk about 2018 vehicles. None of my stuff's newer than 2005 as far as my vehicles, and then we got Robin's, which is a 2011 that we just paid off. So it's kind of nice when you get rid of the bill. Yeah, I tell you what, paying off her car, just getting rid of that payment was really nice. Dennis underneath Aiden.
Yeah.
The question is, can the 47 make it? I'm kind of wondering if Dennis didn't realize that now he can make it, he can go ahead and push.
Right.
Patrick, it sounds like you got a diesel.
Aiden's in the grass a little bit there.
Yep.
Eric gonna take the high line.
He's going to close in on Dennis pretty quick. And then here comes Aiden right back. I think Dennis, I don't know. Because Dennis isn't really trying to get into it off the corner. I think he's still fuel saving.
Dennis gonna clear Aiden here.
Yep. Gary on pit road for a fuel stop, it looks like. Probably going to take tires this time. I would imagine he is. I'm trying to figure out what Dennis is doing on the front stretch. Because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they get a run. Like he's shifting to fourth, but he's kind of like lazily shifting to fourth. Just maybe not to over rev it and save as much fuel as he can. Gary did take tires on that stop. So he should be your fastest guy on track here in a minute. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gary start throwing heaters down. Patrick, he very well could be clutching. And like I said, he might not be letting the car rev out just to save some fuel and do a early upshift right about here. Because all of a sudden you'll watch Aiden pull to this bumper, and that's about it.
Yeah.
He's not really going like crazy, so I guess we shall see. Hale slowed it down. He was they actually, I take that back. They were up at about a 1 minute lap time again. Diesel running a 101 with fuel in the tank, so I wonder if the car's just getting too light or if the springs are too stiff. I think Aiden's still trying to save fuel. I see Eric looking to go underneath him, and Dennis is pulling away. Word is the 18 can make it, Daryl says. $20 to go. Going to be 19 at the line. Kale Spicer continue to lead. Greg Well in second. They're still throwing down 1 minute lap times.
Aiden's gotten back around Dennis.
I see that. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Unless Dennis is trying to save fuel. That's the only thing I can figure. Gary down into the 1 minute lap times with fresh tires. Like, this is the interesting battle right now. Who's gonna flinch first? Who's gonna pit first? who can make it, who can't.
Right.
The way that Aiden pushes at times, I'm wondering if he can't make it. Like it's going to be real close, I think. Kale Spicer on pit road. We'll see what his pit
Carol
road.
Spicer was on pit road.
Yes, we'll see what his pit road time is here real soon. He is rolling 34 seconds on pit road. There should be a fuel only stop.
Dennis looking underneath Aiden here. Gonna get the pass done.
Aiden gonna run high.
Aiden might catch a little bit of a wall here. Eric going underneath.
Yeesh. See if Greg is still out. He has not hit pit road. Looks like Aiden trying to put it back around Dennis. He's gonna be right behind him. Should see Greg coming out of 3 here in just a second. See if he hits pit road here soon. I wonder if he saved enough. He very well could have. A little bit different strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, Greg can coast the corners because Kale's 32 seconds back. If he just clutches it on entry through a few of these, he might be able to save just enough. I don't know. I know every time that I've tried to do it, it ends poorly for me, so. But Kale just threw down a 59-second lap on old tires. That's wild. 16 to go. You see Greg back there coming out of 3 right now. He's not slowing down anytime soon. Oh, this is going to be a nail biter right down to the end on the fuel level.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that it would show me how much fuel each car's got left, just to be nosy, because it'd be interesting. I'm sure somebody's got to have a way to be able to pull that, especially if your spotter can get that info in iRacing. Eric Cap to pit road. We'll see if Dennis can make it at this point. I was wondering who's going to flinch. 15 laps to go. Take that back, 14 to go, because Greg just crossed the line. He still has not pitted. He's running a tick slower than Kale. They both ran 1 minute lap times, but Greg almost to a 1:01. Kale at a 1 minute 4.
Where'd Eric go?
Eric hit pit road.
Okay.
29-second lap, or 29-second pit time, so fuel only for him. Dude, Gary's ripping. Like, flat, just flying compared to these guys. He's doing a 102, and he's going to be all over the back of Aiden here in a minute. Granted, he's a lap down to these guys. He's going to go inside of Aiden. We'll see him dive it off to the bottom. I don't think he's going to get Dennis here. He'll probably get him on exit. Just because he's definitely got more tire. He's going to go inside of Dennis. Dennis going to let him go. Use that draft to pull him forward. Save a little bit more fuel, I think. Greg's still at a 30-second advantage over Kale right now. Still has yet to pit. Greg just coming out of 2, so he's not far behind these guys. Dennis down to a 103, I think, trying to save as much fuel as he can. Yeah, Dig, it's just gonna depend, really. Greg's still out there. Should start to see him creep into the shot. There's your leader right behind the track map. Dennis getting a little gap over 8, about 1.2. Waiting to see if Greg's gonna pit here, but maybe he's got more than enough. Maybe not real sure. Nope, Greg didn't pit this time around either. 11 to go. Dennis trying to save as much as he can. It's gonna be close, Dig. Like I said, it's 40 to 45 laps, depending on the gear. If Dennis started saving right away, he forces Damien in, or not Damien, he forces Aiden into having to use a pit stop here. Your leader right behind him. He's going to come into shot there. That's Greg Wellen. 28 seconds back to Cale Spicer for Wellen. I think Greg is coming to pit road right now. Yep, your leader's on pit road. Hopefully he doesn't get a speeding penalty. I've seen him do a lock up there on entry. This is going to be a splash and go. I'm looking to see where Cale is. Cale's just coming out of 2, or out of 3. Greg's rolling. Oh, man, it's going to be close. And Greg beats him out. Greg Wellen beats him off of pit road. Now the race is on. Can Greg get away from him? Maybe, maybe not. But that was one fast-ass pit stop. That was 28.4 for Greg Wellen. He hit that thing right on the mark. Keep that up so we can keep that updated. We're going to go back to Aiden and Dennis for a few here. 10 to go, be 9 to go when you see that 94 cross that line. Man, I just don't know who's going to make it.
This is, like you said, it's going to be
Ooh,
tight.
Aiden up the track. He's going to lose some time to Dennis right there. So Dennis going to pull out a little bit. I see the battle between Wellen and Spicer heating up too. We'll go back to that here in just a minute. I figured Greg was going to pit when I seen him. He hugged that bottom coming off of 3. Aiden pulls back in on Dennis. The wild thing is they only pulled out the whole front stretch on Wellen in that whole amount of time. We're going to go back to the battle for the lead as Dennis lets Aiden go by. Wellen and Spicer. These two guys can save more tire than 3 people combined, I swear to God. They're all over each other. Wellen continues to lead, Spicer in second. Ooh, they're both loose coming off of 2. It's kind of wild. Spicer to the bottom. Can he get it done coming off of 3? It looks like he's around him. Spicer back to the lead. I want to come back to this, though. Now that Spicer's back up front. Can Aiden make it on fuel? I mean, I see he's putting down 102s again and pulling away from Dennis. But 2.2 up on Dennis right now. Dennis still holding that 103. Oh, for a second I thought Aiden was going in, but I guess not. Daryl reports the 8 can make it on fuel. So as long as Aiden can keep the tires underneath it, I think he might have a podium finish here. Unless Dennis can come back, it depends on his fuel as well. Ooh, Aiden clipping the apron there. Holy moly. I heard that. Back to the battle for the lead. Spicer versus Wellen. Wellen about a half a second back. Spicer continuing to pull a little bit. I'm kind of surprised that Greg didn't pit shortly after Cale came out just to try to keep the gap up. Oh, if we got a yellow right now, Aiden would be pissed. All right, 5 to go at the line. Spicer pulls out to 0.62. If we get to 4 to go, the next flag will end it, as there are no green-white checkers, just like back in 1987. Spicer pulling out to 0.8 almost. Oh, Nick's been a member for 11 months. Heck yeah, man. Appreciate the support. Almost out to a full second for Spicer. So he definitely had something in the tank he was not showing. Spicer gonna, I think, pull the points as far as most laps led on this one.
Yeah.
Back and check. one thing it doesn't give me. It doesn't tell me how many laps somebody's led. Almost a year. Oh man, Spicer really put the fucking heat on the tires this time. He's out to 1.3. He's running a second faster than Wellen that last lap. Ah, of course my foot's gonna cramp. Yeah, Dig, I don't think we're gonna get a yellow to end this thing, which is nice. You never like to see a race end under caution. Ooh, Spicer getting the wall a little bit right there. Man, he's almost pulled out to 2 seconds. That's wild.
Yeesh.
I thought Greg had something for him, but it definitely had something up his sleeve. He definitely didn't tell anybody about. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Greg, he could have been. Excuse me. He could have been holding on to this all race. We would have never known.
Daryl's back here going, we need to stop with the yellow talk. Yep, Spicer up to almost 2 seconds at this point. 2 to go.
Lay. Thank you.
Interesting. Dennis Daly is pulling Aiden Haller in, but I don't think there's enough time. He's gonna need a little bit of a bobble, I think, from Aiden. Looks like the gap's about 3 seconds. It was up to almost 5.
Now here's the question: Does the leader lap Diesel, or is he gonna stay back there?
I don't know. Diesel might be okay with Kale lapping him.
Right.
All right, one more lap to go for your leader, Kale Spicer. He's up to 2.3 already. Yeah, I don't think Kale's gonna get Diesel before the end here. So Diesel, I think, is gonna have to make another lap around, which is interesting because he's all over Eric Cap, and if he can get in between Eric and Dennis, that could make things interesting. So, but unfortunately, all these guys are gonna have to take another lap while your I'm not gonna say it yet, I'll wait for him to get it straight, but while your winner here, Kale Spicer, gets to celebrate for a minute. So Kale gonna bring it home in first place. He's gonna lock it down sideways. And he's gonna take it right down pit road backwards. So your winner, Kale Spicer, we're going to go ahead and watch this Dennis Daly situation. Eric Cap right behind him. I don't think Diesel's got enough time to catch up at this point. Aiden going to bring it home in third, it looks like. Yep. Aiden Haller third, Dennis Daly fourth, Eric Cap fifth, These Weasel sixth, Gabriel Griffin in seventh, and Gary Freeman in eighth out of the cars that were running. So, hell of a run for those guys. We'll go ahead and get the results up on screen. We got the race results. Why did it give Greg the win?
I believe, if I saw what I think I saw, Kale got himself disqualified after the race.
Man, I'm going to have to fix the points. He got DQ'd because even though he'd passed the line, it DQ'd him, so I got to fix points now because in-game it's got Greg winning, but this is so messed up.
Greg winning.
I'll have to fix it. So, all right, let's pull in our winner. We get Kale Spicer in here real quick for his interview. Well, Kale, you pulled off the win.
Got yourself DQ'd too.
I got to go back and fix points now.
My bad.
It's an easy fix, but it's funny because the results on screen show Greg winning and you a lap, tail into the lead lap, but in another spot it shows you winning like normal. So I don't know. I'll fix it on the back end. It's not a big deal, but
We could share it. Craig works hard.
Well, it was funny because I seen you guys working together all race, and then you hit pit road. He waited like another almost 10 laps, I think, and he beats you off of pit road. You go by him, and then you just put it to the floor and gap him by 2 there at the end.
Yeah, we're doing a little science experiment there. That was no tires and 2 tires. Looks like 2 is just slight edge.
I kind of wondered. I know we've seen that with the fix before, but I wasn't sure, depending on how everybody else was set up, if it would even be beneficial. Quite honestly, I saw a lot of guys not take fuel or not take tires on that last stop, and then a couple of guys that saved enough that they didn't take fuel at all, but it put them so far back, it basically out of contention at that point. But it seems like the 2 tires definitely paid off tonight.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to gamble.
Right. Well, congrats on the win tonight. We've got Willow Springs next week, so finally a road course, because we haven't hit that. And then Michigan to finish things off. So
Yeehaw.
hopefully you show up for Willow Springs and put on a clinic there too.
See what we can do.
All righty. Well, congrats on the win, buddy, and we'll catch you at the next one.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. All right. Second place, Greg Wellen. Although right now it's got you in first because of a weird glitch in the Matrix or some crap. I'm not really sure what happened.
Oh, no. That's not a glitch. That's absolutely correct, gentlemen. That cannot be.
Well, it was funny. I was watching Kale, and I watched him slam the brakes, and then he backs up down pit road. And I'm like, it's not going to matter. Races. It did, yeah. So on the results list on my screen, it's got you in the win, but
yes, sir.
I don't know why it would DQ him after he's already finished the race. It kind of weird to me, but
everybody else hadn't. But yeah, either way, I mean, look, everybody knows,
right? Yeah, I've learned something new tonight. But so it sounded like you and Kale were trying a little bit of a science experiment as to 2 tires or no tires.
Yeah. Kale just likes to go as hard as he can, whereas me, I was like, well, I mean, I didn't have the raw speed to get around him. I could keep up with him because of the draft, so I just figured, all right, I'm gonna try doing no tires and getting onto pit road really good, which I did. So, and I mean, to be within 2.5 seconds of him was pretty good. I was happy with that.
Right. Well, and it was funny. I kept watching because we were watching Dennis and Aiden because I was trying to figure out if they were going to make it on fuel. And there was a couple of guys sitting in Discord with Aiden telling me, oh, yep, they can make it. Not a big deal. And I'm like, man, I don't know. It's going to be close. And yeah. I kept seeing you out of the corner of the screen, and I'm like, the way they've been running, they got to pit. Like there's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And then I seen you go, so I focused on you, and I saw you try to get in as hard into pit road as humanly possible. And then I see you pull out in front of Kale. I'm like, man, I think he's got him. But I didn't realize that because yours and Kale's pit stops, time-wise, were actually really close.
So it was me getting on really good that made the difference.
I think so, but I think obviously overall run the 2 tires are just gonna pull out because the right sides aren't hot. So
I think he told me the first lap he came out, he pulled 8/10 on me, so I was like, I knew I was in trouble, but you never know. Plus, if yellow came out, it would have looked like a genius.
Yeah, I mean, me and Zach were looking at it, and I saw him catch real quick, and then I saw him gap, and then he gapped even more. I went, something's off, or Kale's not showing all of his cards. So,
yeah.
But the 2 tires, well, the 2 tires definitely makes sense. So, but solid run tonight for second. We got Willow Springs next week as a replacement for Riverside. So,
ready to run that place right meow.
I actually think that these cars work really good at Willow Springs, honestly, but
they surprisingly do. If you're good with throttle control, you have an absolute blast there. It's a good track.
Oh yeah, especially if you don't even really have to do much of a tweak because the fixed setup, from what I remember, was pretty decent when we went there in the official series. So
yeah, that's what I remember too. That's all we ran tonight. We ran the fixed setup, but we just did for qualifying. We did Q-tape. But then we just changed the gear. We went up 1 gear, so that way we only shifted on the front stretch.
I kind of figured because I think that's what I did the last time I did an open here because it was pretty decent. It just the gear felt off, and I know in the officials this year here at Pocono the gear felt really funky. So I'm not surprised by the gear change.
Yeah, and I run auto blip, so shifting ends up costing me.
Oh yeah,
better decision. Plus, it saves a little bit of tire, and as the track temp crept up, it was just the right way to go.
Right. Well, congrats on the second tonight. We'll let you go, and I'm gonna get 3rd place in here.
I'm gonna grab that 1st place trophy until the game says different.
I don't blame you. All right, thanks, Greg.
Take care.
Yep. All right. Do I have? All right, Aiden, you finally put this thing on the podium. So I'm guessing old Uncle Phil helped you out with the setup, and it sounds like the guys were helping you out on the fuel strategy. So, at what point did you realize you had enough fuel to make it to the end?
I was checking my fuel in the laps, and Dale. Appreciate Dale. He told me how many laps to go, what the back is to Dennis. And I said, okay. So I coasted for like 20-ish laps, and we got to a podium.
Well, it looked like you were clutching quite a bit on entry, and then you just kind of take the run if it came, but if it didn't come, you just kind of let it roll through the corner to try to save as much fuel as possible.
Yep, that's what I did.
Nice. Well, congrats on the 3rd tonight. Now let's see if you can do it when I'm on the track.
The half naked Dane Hammond is coming for you.
Oh my God! No, we did not show that on stream tonight, but congrats on the 3rd, bud, and hopefully you can carry that into Willow Springs next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. 3rd place, Aiden Haller, everybody. Well, Corn, thoughts on the night?
That race was everything I expected it to be.
Definitely a long one. Man, I really wish JD wouldn't have roached that right rear tire off that car, because it would have been interesting to see if he could gain some points there and start pulling everybody in. But I think at this point it's down to Eric Cap and Dennis at this point. As far as the championship, we got 2 rounds left. Willow Springs next week, followed by Michigan. So, and to answer Dig's question, yes, we do have Willow Springs in place of Riverside. Riverside's not in iRacing. I think the last year for the race there was 89, I do believe. So, but it was definitely before 90. I know that. But overall, I thought it was a really good race. I think, everybody kind of gave space. Heck, Gary even finished, I think, with a 0X. So congrats to Gary on that one. We didn't see Gary mowing grass. We saw the Weasel mow the grass. But overall, like I said, good racing tonight. Sucks for Tom to have to run off to work, but it is what it is. Shout out to Tyler for feeling decent after a heck of a car crash today. We're thinking of you, buddy. But on that note, guys, we're going to roll this thing out. I may be live for a live stream, or actually, I take that back. I will be live for a live stream Thursday night. We got a special guest. It's a takeover. It's a guy everybody loves on the stream. It's Tom's birthday. Make sure you guys show up, show out, show the guy some love. We're going to be spotting for Tom all night while he runs some races and he harasses my viewers. It should be a good time. But on that note, after that, the next one will be the ICW 500 on Sunday. Again, starting around 6:30, 6:40. And we're going to take you all the way through the whole thing to green flag to the finish. So you're not going to want to miss that one. I will have Dennis Daly in the booth with me for that one because I do believe my co-host tonight is racing.
Yes, I am in that race.
All right. Well, so yeah, it'll be me, Dennis, up in the booth, running a little bit of race control while we do some announcing. Maybe we'll bring you guys some Daytona 500 facts, things of that nature. We'll try to make it fun for everybody. But on that note, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. We'll catch you Thursday for Tom's birthday. Like I said, show up for that one. It should be a good time. And everybody have a good rest of your night.